And good morning, I'm Paul Milliken, live in Toccoa at Miles Through Time Car Museum with some of the most unique and beautiful cars ever built. And right now we're playing a little game. We're trying to figure out, where do you pump gas into each one of these classic cars? So we found it on this 1959 Caddy. It's hidden right under there. I love that. Now this is a 1951 Cadillac Fleetwood 75. We have no idea. If anyone out there knows, put it on my Facebook page. We can't find it. We'll be right back. It's got to be hidden in there somewhere, right?
Baby, you can drive my car.
Yeah, it is. Good choice, Mark. We love it. Well, whether it was your parents' car, your first car, or just the car you always wanted, most of us have memories attached to a classic automobile, don't we, ladies?
Sure, absolutely. And now it's easier than ever to relive all of those great memories thanks to a unique museum up in Toccoa.
Yeah, it's called Miles Through Time, and Good Day Atlanta's Paul Milliken has been there live all morning. So, Paul, have you found your dream car yet?
I have. I found that 1980 Corvette. I put a picture of it on Facebook. I just won it because it's my birth year, but I feel like I look really good in a nice hot car going down 285. You know, it's bright red. I see it in my head. I don't know if you see it. Guys, though, I got to tell you, we just had the most frustrating experience. So I said before the break, our game this morning has been trying to figure out where you put gas in the cars because they're very hidden. So this car right here, we couldn't find. We could not figure it out. Sean, show me where it's hidden. Where would I pump gas into this car?
Fancy button.
Under the taillight. That is the cool. How cool is that? And it just pops right up. Now, I'm telling you, the style of these classic cars, we just don't have that anymore. Yeah, like they don't make stuff like this anymore. And that's the fun of Miles Through Time. And this is the guy who made it happen. Sean, how fun is it for you? I mean, you are a car guy. You grew up loving cars. You still do. You see them all the time. But when you get in a brand new car at this museum, are you still like a kid in a candy store?
Yeah, it's awesome because, you know, like I said, the only car I own is the 59 Cadillac.
Yeah.
I couldn't afford that car if I wanted it.
Yeah.
So to be able to enjoy all these cars when they come in is pretty. I'm super nervous to ever drive any of them. But like, I've got these jacks that I stuck underneath all the tires, and I move them all around like Tetris in the car inside the museum. So I get to really, like, to me, it's the art, the body styles of the cars. They're pieces of art.
They really are.
And yeah, they're cars I've never gotten to see before in my lifetime. And so I mean, a lot of other people have never seen one, or they haven't seen it since they were new.
That's the thing, the memories that come back. So speaking of the 59 Caddy, let's go around the corner because I want to show you guys this. So Joanne, Katie, and Sharon, we're talking about how these vehicles, they were made in a way back then that they just don't make them anymore. And there are features on this car, original features that will blow you away. Now, first of all, look at this thing that's right on the dash up there. Now, when we saw it, we thought you had put in like a dash cam for fun, but that's an original feature. What is that thing?
It's called an electronic eye, and what that does is it senses headlights coming down the road and turns your high beams down to low beams automatically.
Oh, wow.
We need that now.
Crazy that they had that in 1959. You think that's impressive? Get this. Now, okay, so Katie, you talk about this all the time in traffic. We talk about airbags, right? So I thought airbags were invented in like, I don't know, the 80s maybe. I don't even remember them when I was a kid. This had airbags.
Factory air ride suspension in 1959.
That's amazing. It's crazy to me. I love that. Okay, now I want to talk about this one over here really quickly too, as your wife runs by. I love that. Okay, so this is a 1922. It's a center door. Okay, now what is this thing on the, I mean, this looks to me like a really cool little ornament. What is it?
So on new cars today, you'd have gauges that tell you everything you need to know.
Yeah.
On, in 1922, you had to look outside the window with your manual windshield wiper there and look to see what temperature your radiator was.
So that's a temperature gauge for the radiator.
Correct. Yep.
I love that. And then, like he just mentioned, imagine driving. That was you had to manually move the windshield wiper. Now, I tell you, my windshield wipers barely work, and I have trouble in the rain. Imagine driving on 285 rush hour, trying to crank your own windshield wiper back and forth. I love that. And then what we were saying before, that's real distracted driving. That needs to be outlawed immediately. And what's weird about this car too, Sean, is that you look in there and the door is in a really kind of awkward place to get in, don't you think?
Yeah, it's a 22 center door. It's not easy to get in or in the front or the back. It's a very unique car.
And really quickly, where did this car come from? Who owns this one?
This car belongs to two sisters out of Metter, Georgia, and this car actually belonged to their dad. So this is a prime example of the types of cars that we have in the museum here. It's a family heirloom. They have no intention of selling it, and they store it in here. So they pay monthly to have this car in here in a climate-controlled environment and let people enjoy it.
Yeah, and that's quickly an important thing for our viewers. So if you're watching and you have a classic car that you love, but it's just collecting dust in your garage because you have no place to put it, this is the perfect place. This is the kind of thing that you take, you show it off, you expose this artwork to people.
Right, and it's this museum is not about me. It's about the cars and the owners of the cars. It's the more people involved in this, the better it makes this for everybody. The owners of the cars, like I said, they come in here constantly, and without the other people, this would not be what it is.
Yeah. Well, really cool place. Thanks for letting us be here this morning. And Tim, if you would just poke back inside this car. I want you to imagine the Fox 5 team trying to get in and out of this like in breaking news. Let's pretend that was our live truck.
Like
I'm not really sure how you fit in there. I'm not that thin to get in and out of that. And that could pose a few problems for the Fox 5 team if I bring this baby back. But
I can understand why
the
there's not a
windshield
modern
wipers
version.
would be fun, right?
If you're operating them, sure.
Right?
I want that device that I want that device that shuts down the high beams, because I have an issue with folks who have their high beams on in the morning hours.
That's what I'm saying. 1959. It's amazing technology, and it's like they don't make this stuff anymore.
And what was that called again?
Impressive.
Do you remember the name of it?
What is that called? Atronic Eye? What's it called?
Atronic Eye.
Yeah.
Atronic Eye. All right, there you go. Let's bring it back. We're going to hashtag it. It's trending. Make it trend on Twitter.
Bring back Atronic Eye. Oh, thank you.
Yep. And Miles Through Time is located at 876 East Cudahy Street in Toccoa. It's open Wednesdays through Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. General admission is $5, and kids under 12 get in free with a paying adult.